but I call it the flip the switch method. It's basically how you can, it's basically a real-time stress reduction tool. So there's this guy named Brian Kane, who's a mental performance coach. And in the midst of baseball, he talks about this, but everyone can sort of understand that it's recognize, release, refocus. So that's your 3-step approach. Or you can think about it as like acceptance or awareness, acceptance, action, right? Awareness and recognition are the same thing. You have to first become aware that you are overwhelmed, feeling a loss of focus, you're feeling anxious. Okay, so I recognize that and I'm aware of that. Now, release and acceptance are sort of the same thing. You have to say, okay, I am feeling this way. It's not a pretend thing. I'm not just imaginarily making it up. I am overwhelmed. I am unfocused. Okay, I accept it. And then the last part is either action or refocus, which is the same thing because refocusing is an action. And the way you do that is what I call flipping the switch. The first step is big body language. So we can be sitting down, you can be at your desk, but just remind yourself to have good posture, to have your chest up, shoulders back, head up. Like you are in control of your body language. And the more time you spend like this, the less powerful you feel. So if you're feeling anxious or overwhelmed, just remind yourself, big body language. Okay, now you're in this position. And then the next step would be a breath, like Sam said, right? You just take a deep breath in through your nose, out through your mouth. If you have time for box breathing, do that. If you just have time for a couple breaths, and then the last part of it is some self-talk. So when you exhale, say something kind to yourself about the situation. If you're about to walk into a presentation that you're feeling a little nervous about, all you have to do is say, you're not saying something wildly untrue, like I'm the greatest speaker on earth and I'm going to go fucking nail this. No, all you have to say to yourself is like something true, something credible, like I prepared for this. I'm ready. Like you did. If you didn't prepare for it, then that's a whole different conversation because the way to enhance your confidence is to be undefeated in your preparation. But if you actually did prepare, now if you didn't prepare and you're feeling nervous, there's not a lot you can do in that moment. Like you should have done your preparatory work. So then you're just gonna have to walk in there and try to wing it. And maybe that's how you work. But that's your 3-step approach is remind yourself of your big body language. Chest up, shoulders back like someone's pulling a string on your head. Take a big deep breath in through the nose, out through the mouth. And as you exhale, say something kind to yourself about the moment that's real and credible. I usually say, bring it on, because I feel like whenever I get overwhelmed or anxious or something's happening, I'm about to step into something that I care about. So I'm saying, bring it on. On the baseball field, it works great. Bring it on. It's like you're accepting the challenge. I'm accepting that this is going to be hard, but I'm going after it anyways. And so that 3-step approach of flipping the switch has worked really well for me in terms of when I feel a lack of focus or overwhelmed, or when I need to refocus, or I need to release some energy, or just when I've been sitting at my desk for too long and I just need to move around and do some jumping jacks and then sort of flip the switch back into getting in the zone. So it can work for anyone, athletes, moms, business people. Try it, really try it, like actual in real time, like give yourself your best effort. And then you can use it as much as possible. It doesn't always have to be when you're feeling bad. It could just be like, oh, it's been an hour, here we go. And you're back in it. So, and it takes like 8 seconds. And you don't have to close your eyes, but because, I don't know if maybe you're in like a cubicle and you want people to think like you're a weirdo, but that's really helpful for me. And so